Hey everyone, Miacidae here. Welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the 3.5 estate, we're going to start on the warpath of fighting some of the harder champion modded quests and or bosses. So that is today the Fortified Torii and Otoroshi, but in the future that's going to be things like the Lord of Flies, Destroyer of the Stars, the Death Master, and then also the Cultist Archpriest, which seems to be a random quest that just popped up for the manor, so this is a follow-up to the manor that is also like a Darkest Dungeon quest. So whoever I bring in there also cannot go in the Darkest Dungeon before we go in the Darkest Dungeon. There are also quests that come after the Fortified Torii and Otoroshi that we will be doing, so there is quite a bit to do. There's going to be probably about 15 more episodes as a minimum, just so you know where things are at. But I genuinely can't remember how many come after the Fortified Torii and Otoroshi, but that's about where we're at. But for today, I thought we'd have a little fun, do a little bit of a themed episode since we're going to the Sunward Isles. We'd go with Sunward themed characters because I'd have a little fun. So we're going to be going in with Musashi the Wanderer as our front row hero. He's going to have 6 demon banishment, moving him back by 1, knocking the enemy back by 3 that he hits. It's going to have armor piercing. He's going to be doing 35% damage versus yokai, and on monster kill, healing by 10% of his max HP. For his more finishy Yafi move, to hit anything that's below 50% health, he has Flowing Water Cut, which bypasses guard, does 200% damage versus anything below 50% health. It also has plus 25 crit for that, and armor piercing. Kind of like 6 demon banishment, but this is best for anything that's below 50% health. Like 6 demon banishment, it also on monster kill will heal for 10% of his max HP. To get him back into row 1 after he uses 6 demon banishment, we have unanswered perfection, moving him forward by 3, bypassing stealth, de-stealthing whatever he targets, pulling them forward by 3 so he can hit whatever target he wants, minusing their speed by 3, immobilizing them so he can hit what he wants on his next turn. He will be marking himself, 6 demon banishment will be doing plus 100% damage and have plus 25 crit. So once again, this is if he hits something with it, it is very likely going down after he buffs himself with unanswered perfection. We then have the 10,000 thousandfold stance for his 4th move, giving him plus 2 speed, 14 accuracy, and a very, very good riposte. I was going to use the forbidden technique, but then I forgot that one of his trinkets just outright disables it. So that takes that out of the equation. We then have the Bloodstained Saya as a trinket, so he gets plus 10 dodge, plus 10% stress. On monster kill, he will buff himself for 4 dodge, but then on monster kill, he will debuff himself for plus 4% damage received. This is for the entire quest. So if he kills 10 monsters, he will get plus 40 dodge, but he will get plus 40% damage received. So he could very quickly ramp up in the fact of like he can become very hard to hit. There is no such thing as 100% dodge in this game. There's always a 5% chance to be hit, by the way. So you cannot have a 100% chance to dodge. So there is always a 5% chance to be hit no matter how high your dodge goes. And some monsters, like the previous version of the Banshee, have 100% chances to hit you. I'm not sure what coding made that possible, but it was a thing. I had over 500 dodge at one point and the Banshee still hit me 100% of the time. So there are mechanics like that. The plus damage received is a very big way on that because like say you get hit and or crit, that's gonna hurt a lot and possibly just take you from full health to death's door. And then on crit, you will bleed 1 for 3 rounds. That bleed also stacks. So at 100% damage received, that's going to be a 2 for 3 rounds, and that just keeps ramping up. We then have the Moss Immune, so plus 10 crit, plus 15 crit if Virtues, that stacks, 5% more crit per 50 stress, and he gets a plus 25% Virtue chance. It does disable the forbidden technique, which is why I don't have it on. He gets 100% stress received. On crit, he will receive 5 stress, and on crit, he will buff himself for plus 200 crit. So it's another one of those things that ramps up. So he is going to be bleeding himself quite a bit with the Bloodstained Saya because of the Moss Immune. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Musashi, which is why we also have Sashimi here, the Practitioner, who has the Gifted Book of Secrets. On crit, all heroes cure Blight and Bleed. So that's going to become, hopefully, very useful. It also gives him 15 accuracy on range skills, minus 15% damage. But for his other stuff, we have Combusting Talisman, plus 35% damage versus yokai. It's a fire attack, so debuff target plus 25% damage taken. We also have Calm Mind, Cure Debuff, and Horror on Stealth. It does stun him, minus 10 stress. Other heroes, minus 7 stress, and plus stress relief done if Artifact of Serenity is in inventory. We have the Thoracic Remedy, so heal 3 to 5, cures bleed, plus 4 healing done if Artifact of Fault in inventory. And since he's in the front row for at least the first turn, I have the Strike the Earth on him, so it has a 100% chance to stun the first 2 rows, plus 40% chance if Artifact of Fault is in inventory. For a second trinket, we have the Crystal Fuda, so plus 20% damage, plus 4 crit versus yokai. So we have Uni, the Oni with Obliterate, plus damage and accuracy while marked. That also applies to her riposte for 1 round. We have Inexorable Advance, which will move her forward. That's why she's in 3 instead of 2. So that's going to be her first move. It's going to stun her target. It's going to mark herself. We have Mountain Breaker, Armor Piercing, damage versus size 2 plus accuracy versus size 2 plus. Bonuses apply to her riposte for 1 round. Then Unfettering Spirit, so minus 25% stress. And then all heroes clear Horror, clear Stun, clear Marked, and if they clear the Mark or Stun, minus 8 stress. And then we have the Hero's Hairpin, so plus 25 armor piercing. That's for anything for a Mountain Breaker. We have 25% damage for melee skills, plus 25% stun chance, and minus 9 crit for range skills. That is Inexorable Advance. Then of course Inbaki Inro. So any attack that she does, so that's anything but Unfettered Spirit, will give her a riposte for 2 rounds. And then I'm going to be bringing AoE the Marauder out for a little bit, just because she'd fit in the area. So we have Concuss, that'll stun for anything I want to hit. Also debuffing for minus 5 speed. Plunder, that'll heal for her, get me some money, destroy some corpses, also buff 9 crit. Enrage, so it gives her a block, plus 25% damage, 25 armor piercing, 30 speed. And then the main attack I'm going to be using is Reign of Riches. Per unique gem in inventory, 1 flat damage, 2 crit, and 3 accuracy. Now she's also going to be the main healer here because we have the Broken Horn, so on friendly skill. That is either Plunder or Enrage. All heroes restoration 2 for 1 round. On attack hit, so Reign of Riches or Concuss. All heroes 1 restoration for 1 round, and on monster kill, restoration 2 for 2 rounds on all heroes. So anything she does gives a restoration, on top of the fact that I can heal with Sashimi. And then Musashi can heal himself on monster kill. So the only person that's not healing themselves is Uni. Otherwise, we have a constant regeneration going because of AoE. Or Sashimi can heal anyone curing a bleed, and on attack hits has a chance to cure bleed and blight. So that's kind of the plan there. The Gated Fiends. A group of howling demons are keeping villagers up at night. Take out the beasts to secure stability and a good night's rest. Kill 2 Fortified Torii and Otoroshi. So we're going to take a bunch of food because this is a kind of odd split if I remember right. Gonna take a bunch of stuff here. I'm not going to bother with the holy waters there, but it's just the weird split on how it is if I recall correctly. Like I'm going to have to do some weird traveling. I'm not doing any bleeding or blighting really. I don't really care about the yellow hand for now. Actually, yeah, we'll take that. I'm going to be having a lot of stress done to me in this quest, so we're going to take the amphitheaters. But I think that's all I'm going to take. Destroying the Torii doesn't mean that the threat is dead. Keep a watchful eye out. Alright. Amphitheater on everyone. And then we'll use Yellow Hand on AoE. I'm going to go right first. I remember this map being longer, but maybe it isn't. Also, is there unique music? I always take off my headphones when I play Darkest Dungeon just because the music is so repetitive to me and I enjoy my silence sometimes. Nope, it's normal music for now. Alright, so we're going to start with Strike the Earth, stunning these 2 if I can. We're going to 10,000-fold for the riposte.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Advancing, stunning the Hiki Crab if I can. 2 riposte. I could have gotten a 3rd on sashimi. That would have been kind of funny. Alright, then gonna Rain of Riches hitting the Antique Shoguru. Get that lovely restoration flowing. Then we're gonna Combusting Talisman on it.
Exposed.
Yikes. Already that stressed out. Can I Flowing Water Cut take it out? No, I can't, so we're gonna hit the Ushihei. Obliterate the Shoguru.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
We are going to Rain of Riches. Oh, I was really hoping to take out the Ushihei. They are going all in on Musashi there. I guess we do have a lot of extra stress, so. Unanswered Perfection, let's hit the Kasa Obake so it can't go anywhere. Maybe I should have done the Hiki, but that's fine. Let's Combusting.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Smack the crab into oblivion. I am gonna plunder a little bit here, because we can get her extra damage.
The fiend falls. A faint hope blossoms.
Obliterate crab.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Gonna heal Musashi. Obliterate, and we're good. Take the Sapphire, get the damage, leave the crests.
Nonetheless.
Alright, heading up. Default party order. Gonna burn through this. I do need to interact with Sashimi here. Don't think these count towards AoE at all, and I didn't get an artifact, which is unfortunate. And there's Fortified Torii and Otoroshi.
Unnerved, unbalanced.
Oof. Even with that, he's fearful. Alright, so we need to de-stress him. Thousandfold. Advancing. I can't stun or do anything to the Fortified Torii and Otoroshi there, but... And he's guarding and restoring them. We will enrage the armor piercing there. Rain of Riches. Well, fine, be that way.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
Going to obliterate the Torii. Well, we're getting somewhere on it. Smack the ghost. That's right. Oh, we missed the Kasa Obake.
Brink, facing the abyss.
Alright, can I take this out? Most likely if I crit.
A devastating blow.
Oh, we didn't heal because technically it didn't die. Those mechanics bug me. So I got the bleed for no reason. Obliterating the Otoroshi.
decimated.
Rain of Riches. Let's hit the Uriae.
Their formation is broken.
That's going to be a nice little restoration. De-stressing. Unfettered Spirit. Got rid of the stun. I was wondering if... I guess that only unstunned him. It didn't really do much else there. And we can Rain of Riches. I don't really have a Serenity, so it's not doing too much for me. I didn't find one either.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Well, don't have a librarian anymore, so that's not going to be too helpful. And moving to the other side, where there's also going to be another Torii and Otoroshi. You can't tell. Now, since I didn't find it here, along this route, there is going to be the thing I mentioned. Now, it's a little cool to see because it's a rather neat mechanic and interaction, but it's a little sad what you have to do. Yeah. Okay. It's going to be in the next hallway then. We're just going to get rid of a Nozuchi. Yeah, he's losing it all right. See if I can't get rid of that Nozuchi.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
So the hope was that he was actually going to get either virtued or there was enough stress, like from him critting, that he wouldn't be in this bad of a spot. Now, there are other ways around that, but I didn't do them. If I Rain of Riches, take this one out, he gets healed for a bit. Probably not as much as the Blight, though. So thankfully he did make it through that. Ooh. Yeah, Flowing Water Cut's not going to do what I need it to do. So we're just going to lock the Ushihei in front. And then we're going to heal him.
Up. If only to bleed again.
And then we're going to obliterate this one.
Obliterated.
And I'm curious. This can hit row 1. Has a 140% chance. Yeah, that's not stunning. So we're going to Rain of Riches, hit this one. Restoring for more. Then we're going to obliterate on the Ushihei. So I have a good chance of taking out the Nozuchi. Just going to Combusting Talisman, because if I crit like so, we get rid of Blight. And then if I Flowing Water Cut, that does not do as much as if I did 6 Demon Banishment, because I got that buff. And we heal because we took it out. Take the rubies.
Success so clearly in view.
Oh, I forgot the gold stacks up more because of her.
Trick of the light.
Alright, moving on along, torching through this. Thankfully, if I didn't have the torches for that, it would just send me back to, like, not too far away. Oh boy. Hi, buddy. So we have the mighty Oni and the Tofu Child with no resistances and 22 health. Can you tell what's happening here? I'll give my thoughts on it afterward. I'm gonna de-stress for now. So what I'm gonna do is 10,000 fold for the riposte, just in case the Oni attacks him. Gonna try to stun the Oni, which ain't gonna be a thing, but it does mark her. Well, we did stun the Oni. And then we're gonna Rain of Riches on the Oni. It offered us tofu. We should leave this child be. He's much more trouble than he seems. And the Oni still attacks us. So we'll obliterate him. It offered us tofu again. It's but a child. Oh, I'll do what I have to do here, but I'm not happy about it. I can't unanswered perfection. Yes, we're gonna plunder it right in front of the child.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
And I think that's all it says. I'm sorry, Tofu Boy. I'm sorry. I'm getting as much stress down here as I can. What have we done?
Ghoulish horrors. Brought low and driven into the mud.
So my thought there is that was a Tofu Boy, and then that Oni was his bodyguard. But do you remember what the quest that came afterward was? Yeah. So take the money. I'm gonna take the gem. We're gonna use this to heal up, actually. And then we get the pristine tofu tray. Minus damage received versus yokai and plus virtue chance. I miss you, father. Yeah. Oh. Whoever wrote that story for this is, that was a little dark. We're gonna strike the earth just to try to stun the Oni here. Which I don't even think we could have, but advancing, stunning the Oni again. 1,000-fold strike for the riposte. Kind of Rain of Riches on the... we're not gonna even take out the Shoguru. So let's just hit the Oni, getting the regain going. At least he healed and didn't give the retaliating rhythm. Oh, he can cover from both sides. Okay, that's new. So 6 Demon Banishment. Obliterate. Just punch that wood. Combusting Talisman, set it on fire. At least we have some way of damaging them, right? And then we're gonna enrage so we get the plus damage. So at least this is almost down. A Rain of Riches, there's a chance it goes down. That way we don't have the same problem with the Wanderer. It's kind of funny that it's at 0 health right now and it's still standing. There we go. Flowing Water Cut, take out the Oni. We're gonna try to take out the Shoguru, and we just have the Otoroshi really left. Flowing Water Cut again. It's up to 70 dodge, thankfully. That means plus damage received as well. Obliterate, and that's that. Okay. So more woodcuts, not that it really matters.
Promises success.
Can get more earthly blends, and we can take a few more crests home. That's the quest. It's not a long one. I know I was putting that one off. However, there's stuff to come. Also, I was not looking forward to that whole Tofu Boy interaction. So we got the Tattered Parasol from that, which is really good depending upon the build you're going with. Plus 20% dodge and plus 20% more dodge if you're in the Sunward Isles. So that's not like a plus 20 dodge total. That means if you have 100 dodge, that gives you plus 20 more dodge. If you have 50 dodge, that only gives you 10 dodge, plus another 10 dodge if you're in the Sunward Isles. So it's 20%, not, 20. We got 30,000 gold, 31,000. I can math today. Few heirlooms. Musashi hit level 6. Few diseases it looks like, so inflammable pyrogenesis, dysentery, and tapeworm, all of those need to go. Ruminator, that's not bad. Irrepressible is kind of good, all things considered, on Musashi. Faithless, so I do need to get rid of that as well. Weapon Tinker is worthless for Uni, and Photomania on AoE, which is kind of worthless as well.
The poor caretaker. I fear his long-standing duties here have affected him.
Yep. The Commander's Wrath. It seems in your last venture, you slaughtered the child belonging to a name I can't pronounce. Nirarayan? I'm trying. Nirarayan, I think. An extremely powerful spirit. He has amassed his troops and is planning on taking his revenge. Plot quest: the Old Man's Procession. So, we need to take care of things here. So Hush is going here. Audrey is going here. Athena has the worries, so we're getting rid of that. I'm getting rid of Faithless while I can. Uni had Dysentery. Musashi has Inflammable Pyrogenesis. Might as well get rid of that. And from there, I think we're okay. At the wagon, nothing I'm seeing off the bat. And here we are. Unfamiliar junks appear in the distance. An impending battle seems to draw closer. Prepare yourself to defend the hamlet from a new force. Kill one grieving something. Wave-based, pitch as black, level 7. I'm not really familiar with that because most things top out at 6. And I've never actually gotten through this, just to be aware. What I'm not sure about, and I'm just going to test this really quick. let's just throw some people. So what I'm curious about is, do I have to go do this right away? It doesn't look like it, because I was wondering if it was like a wolves at the door type deal where like I had to go do it now or things would be destroyed. So that's why I was testing that. Or if I could go do other things and kind of go get more trinkets, because once again, I'm not familiar with Pitch is Black and I'm not the biggest on wave-based things. But we get the Commander's Pipe for this, so +3 speed while guarded, +30 debuff chance while guarded, +30 stress relief done while guarded, and +30 guard duration received. So depending upon how you set things up, this could be a really good trinket. I'm kind of surprised that you only get 20,000 gold, if I'm being honest, but considering like a lot of other similar quests that are short and like similar, if not easier in difficulty, either give similar or slightly less rewards. So I don't know, that's just me, but we'll see. I'm gonna do some thinking. I'm probably gonna do it next episode, but knowing I've never done it and I don't know what to expect, it's kind of one of those things, kind of like the Destroyer from the Stars and the Deathmaster, where it's like, I don't know what to expect. War is coming to the hamlet. Let's go. So I do have to be really careful, I think. I'm not sure who I'm going to be bringing to this, but knowing that, one, some of my really powerful heroes are out, like Hush and Zathena, so I can't choose them, but I also don't want to choose anyone that's really reliant on needing being healed or needing dress relief, so I do want to take that into the equation, and I think we'll go from there and see what we can do, because otherwise I could foresee things going really, really south, because if I need someone that's like, hey, I'm going to bleed myself, but then I can do extra damage, but then they get one bad crit on them and they have a bleed or a blight on them, I don't want to have to rely on getting that bleed or blight off them immediately before their next turn, so they don't death blow themselves or heart attack themselves. So I do have to think about the group I want to take to this. So it's probably not going to be a funsies group, it's probably going to be a more optimized group I bring to this, just because I don't know what to expect. And that's probably going to be more for these next few fights, just because I know what the Lord of Flies was, and I more or less know what the Deathmaster was, and I've not gotten through the Deathmaster fight just because he shredded me. The one time I fought him, and then the Lord of Flies fight, I saw what happened to me on the way there. Let's put it that way. If you haven't seen the fight, I'm not going to spoil it, but I saw what happened to me on the way there when I did the one-off episode with Sting, and they chose their target, and it was kind of like the lost weapon in the last episode, where there was, even if I had I had healers and there was nothing I could do in that episode. So yeah, we'll just take it from there and do what I can and have some fun. So that'll be it for this time. I'm gonna do some planning and we'll take it from there. So as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.